Okay, welcome back. I am Tacobowler Gaming with the League of Average Gaming, and this is a timeline video for a off-stream run that I completed in the 1.30 Emperor patch, playing as Hungary and going for the achievement Take That Von Hapsburgs, where we have to play as Hungary and occupy or core all of the Austria region, which is currently everything that Austria currently owns. Silly. This one province here, Istria, from Venice and Trent over here. So that was a lot. And I guess technically Bregenz as well, but Austria would take that before I got a hold of that. So that's what I had to do in this run. Hungary is a strong nation, all things considered, but they're surrounded by stronger nations. They're surrounded by the Ottomans to the south, Austria and Emperor Austria to the west, Bohemia with its vassals to the north, protected by the emperor, because Hungary is not in the empire. And then Poland, usually Poland, Lithuania, to the northeast, and Moldavia usually accepts. Honestly, I have had Moldavia accept not me every time I've played Hungary and Poland. I don't know how to do that event, so Hungary's kind of boxed in here. So my goals as I began the campaign were to attack as quickly as possible around. The mission tree helps a lot with that. So the first war I did was against Wallachia, and they were allied to Herzegovina down here. And so I vassalized Herzegovina and fully annexed Wallachia, and that helped me grow a little bit, but you know, a lot of connections to the Ottomans here. And then Moldavia at that point became a march under Poland, but Poland did not accept the personal union with Lithuania. They were alone. And so that did make my enemies to the north a little bit weaker, which was very nice. Croatia, by the way, is a vassal, I think, under Hungary. While we're there, it might be a PU, but it's under me, so that is there. Now, I then attack, eventually, I will attack Serbia. Also, Naples became independent and then was inherited by Castile immediately. This is 1450, and Castile has all of Naples, which didn't wind up hurting me, but was a little annoying. But anyway, at this point I will attack Serbia, who was allied to Bosnia, who I co-belligerented, and they were allied to Scilly. And I was going to try and take pretty much all of it. I was attacking aggressively. And so I'm going to try and take all of it. And I feed based on states, Bosnia around. And we were just about ready to get Scilly to give in. And then Serbia would be after that. And that's when the event fired. When I have played as Austria in the past, Austria doesn't get to choose. It's just whatever happens. I thought that Hungary got to choose whether they would go under a PU with Austria or not. Apparently, that is not the case. Apparently, it's just pure RNG, or maybe that changed. I don't know. But I was just basically told, congratulations, you are now under PU with Austria as a junior partner, which ended my war. So I got Bosnia, but I did not get Serbia and did not get Scilly. And I actually did a, Alt F12 kind of deal, Control Alt Delete on it, and it happened again, the same exact moment. So I think that was like already decided before that. So it's maybe that Austria now gets the event. I don't know. But that put a pause on things for 5 years. Austria, during that period, did attack Serbia for my claims, and they will actually take some land on it here. You will see that. But at that point, I was working on getting some support independence allies. I was fortunate that Austria didn't have that many powerful allies themselves, so I was able to get independence, and I actually took the 2 provinces from Serbia that they took, and then their capital right here. And I was now allied to France and Venice. Venice had previously been an enemy, but I was now allied to France and Venice. I would eventually get Brandenburg back, which would be important for later. But I was independent now, I had some more land, and we could continue our campaign. I was continuing my aggressiveness. I will immediately attack Poland for Moldavia. Oh, actually, no. So Poland took too much land. I forget exactly where they went. I think they took some land up over here, but they took too much land and they became a target of a coalition. An AI nation became a target of an AI coalition. I've never seen that before. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but that was awesome. And so Poland actually lost that coalition war. So they had to give up Moldavia, make them free. They released Galicia, Volhynia, they released Mazovia, and they released Danzig up here from the result of that massive coalition war, which also qualified them for the weakened Poland in the Hungary mission tree. We're going to talk about the Hungary mission tree when my timeline is done, but the Hungary mission tree is crazy OP. But because Poland did not take Lithuania as a PU partner and then lost that coalition war, so they lost their vassals around here and they lost this territory here, they were actually qualified, so I did not have to do anything to weaken them, and I got the PU claim, Restore Union Cassius Belli, as soon as I took over Moldavia. So as soon as I got independence, I attacked Moldavia, which was free, and they'll go quickly to me. And at that point, I got a PU CB on Poland, which I used. And so I attack Poland, and I become the overlord of Poland, and that's when I start to have AE issues. I never had a coalition declare on me, but I had a few that were forming against me. They didn't like me very much. So I attack somebody. I forget who exactly I attacked. It may have been like Scilly or Serbia, but they were allied to, I think it was Serbia, and they were allied to the Galicia nation. I was able to take the Galicia nation for Poland. I was not able to take Serbia because of aggressive expansion issues, so we continued. The mission tree that I was trying ultimately to get was the one that would give me a PU over Poland, and then it gives me a PU over Bohemia, and then finally it gives me a PUCB over Austria. Like I said, it's crazy overpowered. For each of those, you have to weaken the country first. There's something you have to do to qualify to get the PUCB, and then you can attack for the PU. So for Poland and Austria, you have to weaken them. Austria, I know, was you had to reduce it to 13 provinces. Poland, I don't know exactly what it was, but because I already got it. For Bohemia, I had to have 5 provinces in the Bohemia region. So in this war, I mistakenly took 4 and had a coalition form against me and stop me actually for a few years. But eventually I will take this one last province, and that will qualify me for a PUCB on Bohemia. For the most part, I was not wanting to integrate Herzegovina, which is still an ally of mine, because I didn't want to lose the diplomatic reputation. I had the coalition against me. I needed France and Venice to answer the call if it came to it. So I was also not attacking anybody else. I did take this one province here to be able to get claims on the Teutonic Order, just so I could attack them and keep them out of said coalition. But I wasn't taking land from Lithuania. I wasn't taking land from the Teutonic Order that much, anything like that, because I was saving all my aggressive expansion that wasn't already taken down to try and get the PUs that I needed to continue down this tree. So we wait however long we needed to wait, and then we go into Bohemia. We'll attack this province here, and that will qualify me to get the PU on Bohemia. We would then wait however long the truce is and attack Bohemia there. I did take these 2 provinces. I think I had to for a state diet. It was the best one to do, and so I had to get those. But I was trying not to expand too much too quickly. We'll get the PU at some point in there, and then I had to weaken Austria. So you'll see that I take this province here from Austria, and I release Triol, just to reduce them to under 13 provinces and qualify me for the Restore Union Cassius Belli on Austria. So there it is. And so then I have to wait a few years, and I will attack Austria for that. At some point, Brandenburg actually becomes the emperor, and that let me attack into the empire quite a lot because Brandenburg was rivaled to Bohemia. So when I attacked Bohemia, Brandenburg didn't care, and they didn't respond. I think Austria became the emperor again before I had to attack them again. I never really had to deal with the emperor will defend the... I never had to deal with the emperor will defend because once I PU'd Bohemia, there was an event that started an imperial incident, which gave me access to the empire. So I am way too big to join the Empire at this point, but there's an imperial incident once you PU Bohemia that lets everyone vote on should Hungary be allowed to join the Empire. And since, the Emperor was my ally, everyone said sure. So I actually came into the Empire, and that's why Brandenburg never defended Austria. They would have otherwise. Immediately after that, there's a new imperial incident. I think it was an imperial incident. It may have just been a event where, because I took Bohemia as a PU, I was asked, hey, do you want to take over their elector role? So I became an elector, and Bohemia lost it as a result of one of these events from this crazy overpowered mission tree. It's not as overpowered as like Austria or some of the other ones, but it's pretty overpowered here. The mission tree we had. So I now have a PU over Austria, and I immediately declared a Reconquest CB to get the land back from Tyrol. So now Austria owns every bit of Austria. I have taken Scilly and this province from Venice as well. Everything of Austria is owned by me or my subject, except for Trent. This one little thing here. So that was my current goal, was to find a way to get Trent. Austria refused to claim on it, so I had to attack Venice. I had a permanent claim on Zara, so I had to attack Venice and take these two to get to it, and then immediately, I already had a spy network built up. I would immediately attack Trent, take Trent, and I would have all the land that I needed. That'll happen here shortly. There it is, and so immediately Trent will be attacked and taken quickly, and there we go. So then it was a matter of, I have to just wait the 50 years out to integrate my personal union of Austria. At this point I'm taking influence ideas, and at this point I start turning elsewhere. Poland, I attacked into Lithuania and took a bunch of Poland land. I was allied to Denmark, who's really big. And eventually Denmark will call me into a war with Russia, which is where I get these last two provinces. You can see the final borders always on every timeline video. And Denmark actually would give this back to Lithuania. And I just, basically trying to build up my power as I could and just wait out the 50 years. So we're going to just go as fast as we can, get over to 1588 and take Austria. I don't think that there's anything else that really happens. I wanted to attack Crimea, but the Ottomans were actually guaranteeing Crimea, so that didn't work out overly well. So I just kind of sat there and waited for Austria to be integrated, and once they were, I got my achievement. And there they were. Let's go ahead and switch back to the map here. I did, through no actual work of my own, in fact, I was voting against me, I became emperor. Some point, Brandenburg just lost the votes. All the diplomatic reputation I was doing, the fact that I was so much bigger than Brandenburg, I think just gave me the emperorship, and so I became emperor. The League War, the leagues spawned, but even though the Ottomans were in the league against me, Castile, France were both in the Catholic League with me, and no one really wanted to fight it, and it never actually fired. So I was able to kind of speed through those years, and they kind of gave up. And so the Catholic became the dominant faith of the empire. You can see here, I have Poland under PU, I have Bohemia under PU, and I have Denmark, France, and Castile as allies. So clearly no one wanted to attack this, because this is without the leagues, right? This is without all my friends in the Catholic League who weren't my ally. They would have to deal with all this. No one wanted to attack it, so I was pretty safe. I do want to look at the ideas real quick that we had in this run. We had economic ideas at the very beginning, because Hungary doesn't have much trade, and I wasn't really ever wanting desperately to attack the Ottomans. I did get to a point where I probably could have. But since I wasn't wanting to get down into the Ragusa node or the Constantinople node, I just went with attacks as focus and did economic ideas. And then I took quality. And the reason I took quality was that there was a policy. Weapon quality standards with economic and quality ideas. Discipline +5. Qualities ender. Discipline +5. The third Hungarian idea is discipline plus 5. At that point, at the end of the 1400s, I had 115% base discipline. And then if you get an advisor, it would be 120 base discipline, which really made my troops extremely powerful and probably helped with a few of the wars, although it didn't really matter that much. I also had Parliament, so I could have gotten even more discipline there if I milked the stuff. Then I went, of course, influence, and I was trying to get through administrative ideas to make it even easier and even faster, and I didn't quite make it. I was, a year away from getting that done in time, but that was the basic run there. I do want to take a look at this, what I was talking about here. So we have the Hungarian succession. First off, you get a bunch of permanent claims. These are permanent claims for all of this stuff. You get permanent claims. Eventually, through this mission tree, you get permanent claims on all of the Balkans, which is crazy powerful. But okay, so you have to either ally Poland or have a rival of Poland and have an army equal to or larger than Poland. So you have to do some of those things, and then you get, of course, you get your permanent claims on Wallachia and Moldavia. This was pretty easy. I was just able to build up over them, have an army that was equal to them and rival them, and that was all I needed to do. And then you get control Moldavia. So once I beat Moldavia down, what we got was a permanent claim on all of this area, which is still there because I never took it. Then we had weakened Poland, right? One of the following must be true. You must have those provinces. Poland can have... we have to have more non-tributary development. Okay, so it was not a case where Poland had to be weakened to a certain amount. We just had to have more of an army than them, and that gave me a permanent claim on all of that, but also a personal union CB. And once that was done, then we got this. So that's crazy there, but then you have this. So once the event fires, and you get independence, or you can get to 1457 without the event firing, then you get this. You get permanent claims, again, on all of this area, but you just go down. So then we have to have 5 provinces in the Bohemia area done, which is basically take their vassals, and you have it. And that gives you a permanent claim, but also a PUCB. The Bohemian Crown, you take them over, either by conquest or by personal union. Then you gain prestige, and you go down the line. You can weaken Austria. If Austria has fewer than 13 provinces, you get a personal union CB on Austria, as well as permanent claims on all of this area. And then you can do that with Austria, and you get this crazy thing at the end of, till the end of the game, Diplo annexation cost -10 and yearly legitimacy of +0.5. This mission tree is crazy overpowered. But hey, it was a fun run. I would encourage you to play Hungary if you are interested in a little bit of a difficult start, but not overly difficult start. And you can go ahead and get that achievement, the Von Hapsburgs achievement. And presumably you could push forward. If I had turned Protestant, maybe I could have won as a Protestant, won the League War, and pushed through. But it was really fun, and I would encourage you to do that. This was done. This video will go up with the League of Average Gaming as well. League of Average Gaming is a league that I am a part of, a community that I'm a part of. The main person there, Gent Nord, streams on Twitch under League of Average Gaming, and also has a YouTube channel, which this will go up with. Links for that should be in the description, as well as he operates the main Discord channel that we have our community in. So go to that Discord link down in the description, and you can find access to all of the channels in the League of Average Gaming. But I've been Tacobowler Gaming. If you are watching it on my channel, please go check out the League. If you're watching it on the League, please go check out my channel. I got plenty of amazing runs for you to be doing, including a Bohemia run, a Switzerland run, and a few tutorials, as well as some Hearts of Iron information as well. I have been Tacobowler Gaming, and I'll see you next time.